said it before, if you want to be the best plasterer renderer you can be, you've got to keep your body in tip-top shape. And there's lots to that, of course. There's the diet, nutrition, strength training is crucial, but also I think a lot of plasterers overlook cardio because they assume they get enough doing the job. This just isn't the case. Not if you want to be the best you can be. This might be quite unpopular, but I think it should be at least 2 30-minute endurance sessions a week. Cycling, swimming, running, rowing, can be any of those things. Something just to give it a push. I personally recommend more than half an hour, but I realise that might be a bit much for some people. I get it. Plastering and rendering, it's hard, it's physical. Weekend comes, you're tired. You think, last thing I want to do is go for a half-hour run, or whatever distance that may be. And it's gonna fatigue you a little bit more at first. But what people forget, that extra training you're doing is going to increase your energy down the line. People think, I've heard this, I can't do strength training because my muscles will be sore for work. Your muscles are going to be sore for work whether you train or not. Or if you're anything like me, they are. So you may as well have them sore due to growth rather than sore to degeneration or deterioration, which happens. I'm in the ripe old prime of my life of 40 plus. So yes, I recommend at least 3 strength sessions a week. In my ideal world, 3 cardio sessions a week to keep in tip-top shape. It's a bit boring perhaps, nutrition and diet. It's the price if you want to have your best body and plaster and render for as long as possible, or even just be active, fit and healthy, forget plastering. Definitely recommend. If any of you out there are remotely interested in knowing more about what types of exercises you might want to do to help benefit plastering, I did a PT course a few years back, and I'd be happy to help, so do send comments and I'll ping you a reply. My lovely run in and around Surrey's beautiful Newlands Corner, and it's mostly the North Downs way. That was really good with Straubs. If you're wondering, I'd like to do some cardio but I'm not sure where to start, especially if you've not done any for a long time, I'd recommend getting a heart rate monitor watch. I use a Whoop band, which are really good, but if you're just dabbling and not too serious about it, maybe you don't want to invest in a Whoop. But you can there's loads of different types of cheap heart rate monitor straps or watches. They're absolutely ideal, especially to start with, if you're not familiar with how your body feels under stress, and find out your heart rate, your max heart rate. Quite easy to do. Just take your age minus 220, and that is roughly your max heart rate, approximately. It varies a bit depending on your fitness level, but it's not a bad guide. And then using that, you will then run I would recommend for endurance, if you're building your endurance and stamina, probably between about 60% effort, 60 to 70% effort. That's about where I like to be for anything sort of endurance level. If I was going for some sprinting or something more, obviously it's much higher. The danger zone, I would say, to avoid is a lot of people, especially when they first start running, they tend to run almost exclusively in the 80% zone, and that's just a bit too much for your body to handle. If you're doing that from nothing regularly, your body's just not getting quite enough time to recover, at least in my experience. That's what I've found, and sort of advice I've had from running coaches over the years. You can certainly build up your running, but I would recommend for anything that you would consider endurance or stamina building, around 60 to 70% effort is absolutely perfect in that zone. So get yourself a heart rate monitor and use that to help avoid overtraining. I found the biggest, especially us plasterers, we're a bit gung-ho and we tend to go all in and then overdo it, do too much, injure ourselves, and then claim, falsely I should add, oh, my body's not built for running, every time I run I get injured. No, it's because you're training really badly. Our bodies are absolutely 100% built to run. Feel free to argue that in the comments, because I will eat you alive. I have a heck of a lot of evidence to support that, as do lots and lots of scientists. But yeah, we're basically designed to move. We should be more active. Although, quite frankly, if you're a plasterer, you know that you are active. You don't get many inactive plasterers. But yeah, please feel free to, if you are remotely interested in learning anything about sort of fitness that might complement plastering and rendering. I've done quite a lot on this, so do feel free to ping me a message. Do subscribe and to my channel, as I'll be doing weekly fitness tips related specifically to plastering and rendering as well. Just to make sure you don't miss them. I'm not going to bombard the channel with it, because I know perhaps a lot of you aren't that bothered about it, but I do think it is quite important, something to talk about. Have a great day. Thanks for watching.